Well, we are coming up on the holiday weekend, which means all across Texas, we are due for some classic fireworks shows.
Yeah, we all may look forward to the displays, but somebody in your house probably isn't as big of a fan. And of course, we're talking about our furry friends.
Yeah, we always want to protect these guys. Here for some tips for you to keep your pet safe. We have Elizabeth Farrer from Austin Animal Services joining us, and a very special guest. Who do we have here, Elizabeth?
We have Vivian. She's one of our 5-month-old puppies that we have for adoption. She came to us with a litter of siblings that she was found on the side of the road in a box, and we are happy to have her here to promote fireworks safety for your pets and to get a little advertising for anyone who might want to adopt a sweet, lovable little 5-month-old puppy.
She is such an angel. She's been so good all morning. Of course, a lot of dogs won't be this calm like Miss Vivian is right now once fireworks start going off. So can you break down some general do's and don'ts when it comes to having your pet around during these fireworks shows this weekend?
Absolutely. Now, one of the things I do want to point out is that fireworks are illegal within the city of Austin. However, we do know that people are going to buy fireworks and pop them in their neighborhoods. So one of the main things is to be aware that fireworks can cause anxiety for your animal, even if they've never exhibited that type of anxiety. If a neighbor's popping something loud in the backyard, that's going to cause them to react. So dogs have a hyper sense of hearing, and those noises really frighten them and impact them a little bit more than they do cats or even humans. So some of the more important things to do is to make sure that your dog is locked up. It would be better to have them in the house. When dogs get frightened, even on a 7-foot privacy fence, they'll do their best to try to get away from the noise, and dogs are known to do extraordinary things like break through the fence or jump over the fence, even though they've never demonstrated that before. So if they're a backyard dog, then give them a place to hide, because dogs will just go naturally try to burrow somewhere. In the house, just giving them a safe place to hide. You can also make sure that you walk them well in advance of fireworks starting time, which is usually around dark. Another great trick is to also have some background noise in the house, whether it's loud music or calming music or the television up loud, something that'll just kind of muffle the sound, especially if you live in a neighborhood where fireworks are pretty prevalent and going on. Keep in mind that fireworks start as early as today. Y'all were mentioning earlier that you're hearing fireworks in your neighborhood already.
Already.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm hearing them as well in my neighborhood, and I have an anxious dog as well. So I just know that she will need to go and hide under the kitchen table and just be anxious until they stop. They'll usually run, especially on the 4th of July, they're going to run until well past midnight and after 4th of July.
So you talked about the environment and preparing the environment.
Yes.
What happens if your dog gets anxious? It's past time. What can you do to calm them down? What's the best course of action there?
So the best course of action is, we recommend to people, which is not always realistic, to be at home with your dog. If you can have them inside, that's a little bit of a buffer as well. Keep them distracted. Have play toys if they're into chew toys and bones and things like that, because that will, just like with humans, a distraction will keep them from being upset and just listening to the noise outside. If you're going to be able to stay home with them, just be ready to cuddle them and reassure them, petting them, so that the anxiety that they have about all that weird noise isn't building up as they're hearing the fireworks.
I love her.
And so one of the other things, I think Vivian might have found a home today.
Right?
Yeah, my husband's going to be upset.
One of the other things is also, if you have access to a vet, you can talk to your vet about prescribing some anti-anxiety medicines. Sometimes they work for dogs, sometimes they don't. For instance, mine, anxious dogs, anxiety meds don't work for her. So I just know she's going to go hide, and I set up a little area for her. But that is also another great tip to try to help them relax.
Real quickly before we run out of time, if someone's pet does escape, digs under the fence, whatever that looks like, what is the best course of action that the pet owner should take?
Well, the number one thing as a responsible pet owner is that you should have your dogs microchipped. You can get free microchips at most shelters, including the Austin Animal Center and Mansa Pet. Vets do charge a fee, but it's well worth the fee to have your dog and cat identifiable. If you lose your pet, you should start calling around to the local vet offices. People will go straight to wherever they can have their microchip scanned, or go to any of your area shelters to see if you can track down your dog. There is a great resource called Petco Love Lost, and it's a national database. And any dogs that get lost or found, they are able to show you exactly where they're located.
We definitely want everyone to be reunited with their pets if the worst should happen. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. And Miss Vivian, the star of the show, really.
Yes,
for
and
being
unbothered.
She was unbothered by all of this. I'm sure
No
she'll
stress.
do great.
Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. For more stories in your communities, click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV for the latest information, balanced coverage, weather updates every 10 minutes, and more. We'll see you then.